And we're live. So, hey guys, how's it going? We are gonna discuss One of Us is Lying, and I want Christy to start off because she says she has lots of thoughts.
I have so many thoughts about this book. I'm very excited. Hi, everyone. Yeah. I don't know. I really want to start off with, what did you rate it?
I think I rated it 4 stars just because it was fun for me to read.
I really want to start off with. Oh, hang on a second. What's going on here?
I think I rated it 4 stars just because.
What is going on? Sorry, guys. Something is.
You might can hear mine. Hold on. There we go.
There, that was it. Sorry, guys. I was like, what is going on? See, I really like this book, but I rated it. It's like quite low for me, 3.75, because okay, we're just gonna jump right to the ending because it's my main issue with the book.
Oh, okay.
My main issue with this book was like, okay, yes, there's like 5 of them in detention, and then obviously one of them dies, and it's like one of us is lying, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like. As much as I grew to love every single character individually, and I was like, I don't want it to be either of you because I love it. But also, I feel like the ending was a bit of a cop-out for me. I was really hoping that at the end, if someone would have been like, jokes, it was actually me all along. Like, I don't know. I feel like it was anticlimactic for me. That's my only issue. Otherwise, I freaking love this book. But I was just kind of like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I agree with you to some degree about that. Like, I definitely thought it was going to actually be one of them. And if you see my video clips of when I'm trying to piece it together, I actually figured out the ending for the most part. Like, I didn't completely figure it out, but I figured out most of it. And then, but I thought for a while that that it was going to be like Addie. I kind of thought it was going to be her for some reason.
Me too. That was my thought from the beginning. I was like, I can't think of anyone else who really has that much to hide that much. When we thought like Cooper was doing his doping or whatever, I was like that's pretty bad. But I thought no one else really had that much to lose. But you'll be proud of me. Normally, I don't guess the ending. I was like filming my updates, and I was also messaging our friend Erin, and I was like, if he fucking killed himself and that's the ending, like I was like, I just kind of like guessed it, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, come on. Like, I don't know, it's obviously like an issue in itself, but I don't know, I just was like secretly hoping, like I liked them all, but I was secretly hoping like it would be one of them, because I feel like that's kind of the whole, for me that was the whole premise of the book. Like, and I guess yes, Simon is lying, but you know what I mean, like.
Well, yeah, the title should have just been like, we're all lying, because they all had something that they were lying about. But yeah, Simon was lying. And Curly Book Owl says that she thought it was a cop-out too. I also figured everything out kind of halfway through too, especially when they started, or do you pronounce her name Maeve? I thought it was Maeve, right?
I thought it was Maeve.
So when she started finding the 4chan little links, or not links, discussions that he was putting on there, I was like, oh, he probably killed himself and wanted to make this into something. Yeah, that was a little. I was just
like, yeah, like I felt that, like I really loved it, and I loved all of it. I loved Nate and Bronwyn. I was like, it can't be Nate and Bronwyn because I love them, and they can't do it. I was so scared it was going to be one of them, and I was going to be like, no.
Well, I was scared it was going to be Bronwyn.
Yeah. I was like, no, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh,
I was saying, like, I was really scared it was her because I would be very mad. I would have been very mad.
Yeah. She and Nate were my favorite characters. Obviously, I like a little romance, so I love that element as well. I was like, get it, girl. But also, I was like, I did like Addie. I thought her character development was really good throughout the book. Like, she kind of annoyed me in the beginning, and then I was like, yeah, you go, girl. Like, no, you're not taking anyone's shit anymore. And even Cooper, like, his character, like, they all had good character development, I felt, in the book, and I really liked the characters. But, yeah, it's just, yeah, I just was a bit like, oh, like I was like, yeah, 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 and then I was like, oh, okay.
Oh no. And then the Jake thing kind of threw me off because I didn't really understand. I mean, I get his motive, but I didn't really understand it at the same time.
That did that did fuck me up. I was like, whoa, Jake, calm your tits. Like, I was very surprised. Especially when you realize the whole time he knows that he's a sociopath. He knows the whole time that she's cheated on him, and he's just like, oh, yeah. I was like, that did actually surprise me. But the whole Janie thing, I think that's how I said her name, Janie or whatever. She didn't really surprise me either because they kind of made her sus from the beginning. But yeah, the main thing that surprised me, I guess, was Jake. And then I guessed too, for once, I was like guessing all the things in this book. I guessed that Cooper was gay. I was like, I think that's
so
what
did I.
his secret
oh
was.
My God. If you actually watch so whenever we post our videos or whatever, you'll see that I'm like talking about something that was revealed, and then all of a sudden I stop and I go, what if Cooper's gay?
Yes.
Like, oh my God.
As soon as his name was like, it's okay, like, you know, whoever they are, I was like, he's totally is. And I was like, yes, love it so much. I loved it in the book. Where is it? I put it in my updates where his friend Lewis, he was really nice, that character. Like, you think he's a bit of a douche, but he's actually quite a good friend to Cooper. And he comes and sits with them at lunch.
Oh my God. I teared up at that. I was like, oh, this is emotional.
This is so nice. And he's like, you should eat something. Here, have a banana. And he's like, damn it, why couldn't it have been apple day? I was like, this is fantastic. Really good. But yeah, it was really nice, I think, like, for Nate to do that, and as well as like his one friend who actually like didn't care, like, was really nice to him. So I thought that was really nice. And yeah, I was rooting for all of them in the end. Like, as much as I said it's a cop out, I am a tiny bit glad it's none of them, but also I kind of wanted it to be one of them.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit weird to want all of the characters to be innocent, because like the premise of the book makes you feel like one of them should be guilty and that you should like them, and then end up being like, oh, I fell for this character and now they killed him for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, my whole thing was like, I'm trying to like read into everything they say real seriously, because I'm like, they're not reliable narrators if one of them's lying. So I'm like dissecting everything, and like towards the end, I was leaning more towards Cooper when I realized he was gay. I was like, well, maybe he feels like he has more to hide that, you know, that Addie did. And I was like, but what about freaking the police officers when they full like outed him? That was so bad. I felt.
I got pretty angry about that. I didn't really understand why that was a necessary thing. I don't know. I was just irritated by it.
Me too. But his name was so cute. I love the name. I was like, yes, Noni, yes.
You're everything, Noni.
You are everything. But yeah, no. I think So who are your favorites?
Like out of everybody or just the four?
Oh, I guess out of everyone, yeah.
Nate, number one. Nate is number one.
Yes.
And then I liked Maeve and Bronwyn, and I actually really started liking Ashton and Addie, just because I thought their relationship was really sweet. And then like Addie, I thought Addie had some of the best character development out of everybody, because she went from being this wet blanket to just like this really sarcastic, funny, badass girl who was like, screw it, I'm gonna chop my hair off and be my own person.
Yes, I love that.
And like her scene with Jake where he invites her over for whatever reason, and I don't remember what he says exactly, but he says something and she just goes, okay, and then gets up and says, see you around sometime. And I was like, yes, girl, yes.
Oh, Curly Bookout said the officer adding him was bullshit and that Addie was so annoying. Yes, girl. She
yes. Totally was. She was annoying in the beginning.
I liked her. I think, but in terms of character, like, everyone developed, but I think I liked that one the most because, like, she was just like, she had like a wet blanket, and then she went to be like, Like, fuck you all, no. And it's true, like, she kind of didn't have an original thought in the beginning. And, like, when Jake was like, can you put something a bit more nice on? I was like, are you kidding me right now? Are you going to go change, girl? Because I was like, are you kidding me? You weren't. Freaking sandals to the beach. And, like, I was like, come on, girl.
And you know when Ashton was, like, constantly making references about Jake being a control freak and then, like, he punches the wall or whatever, when they say that, when they go to that Tumblr post and it's the post about the thing that Addie tells him that was a lie because she didn't really want to talk about it, I kind of wasn't that shocked, only because Ashton was hinting so much and berating Addie so much about him being a control freak.
See, now I was completely shocked by that. I was like, well, fuck it up. I was like, well, damn, Jake, you go. I was like really surprised by that.
You go. You go, Glenn Coca.
No, go. Not you go. I don't know why I said that. But, like, yeah, no, he's a complete psycho. So don't go, Jake. Do not. But, yeah, I was like, why did I say that? But, yeah, I was like, shit. I mean, like, you go the author. Because, like, that's my whole thing. I think for me, and I did it to myself because I hadn't heard anything. But I think I just had this idea that, like, it was going to be a big twist. Mm-hmm. And I guess it was a twist, but I was like, yeah, I just felt like it was such a good book. I was like, yeah, romance, yeah, mystery, what's going on? And then I was like, wait, well, no. No. Like, you know, like, I don't know. And I feel like I spoke to a few other people and they kind of said the same thing, like, that's my only issue, but it made me take it down a few notches because it's like, yeah.
Well, you know, what's really funny is that in one of my updates yesterday, I was talking about how I think the reason I rated this book a little bit higher is because I kind of forgot that it was a murder mystery. And I, like, was reading it for the characters, and then you see certain things that are happening and developing with these characters and their lives are spinning out of control, and then all of a sudden they'll make a statement like, oh yeah, and I'm on trial or I'm under investigation for a murder, and I'm like, oh right, that's what happens.
Yeah. See, for me, like, no, for my whole thing, I was like, yes, it's a mystery and it's a YA and I love it. That's why I think for me, like, yeah, I think I was expecting a twist. Like, and like, I don't know, there was a twist, but I was also, yeah, it was just like, as I said, anticlimactic. But another twist I did not see coming. Hi, Nate's mum. You're just casually alive. Did not see that one coming.
I was so confused. I was like, did I read the beginning wrong? I thought she was dead.
She dead. I thought she was dead, but no, she was not dead. I was really surprised. I was like, okay, things getting a little more interesting now. But, like, I like the relationship with them as well. Like, I don't blame him for how he reacted, and I think it's nice at the end that they were kind of, like, getting better with their relationship. But yeah, I love Nate. Well, Nate and Bronwyn. So sweet.
I was very upset at the very end. Well, not the very end.
Oh!
Like, before the epilogue, I was like, okay, I hate this book. 2 out of 5 stars.
Oh, right? I was like, I think in one of my updates, I was like, are you fucking kidding me that this is the ending? If it ends like this, I hate it. I was like, no. Fucking, what's his name? I don't even remember his name because he was so insignificant. I don't even remember. No.
Oh, Evan.
Yeah, Evan. Where's Nada? Like,
who gives a shit about Evan? No one liked Evan.
A meth lead who ignored Bronwyn. No. But, yeah. I think I've seen the Final Girls movie Curly book now. I think, if I'm thinking of the right movie. But I love, see, like, I've read, in comparison to this, like, I read Sarah Shepard's, what is it? The Amateurs. And see, for me, I like this story and the characters more, but, like, the end, I was like, okay, like, this was a pretty average book. But when I finished the book, it was such a big plot twist. I was like, 5 out of 5. Whereas I think I was expecting that for this one too, and that's why I was a bit like, yeah, I don't know. Because, like, at the end of that book, which we should have 2 hours to be read, it's like you loved all the characters and you're like, oh my god, like what's this gonna be like? I'm kind of like, okay, I like the action and stuff. Oh damn it! I think that movie.
Oh no, where did Christine? Are you there?
Hello?
I think it. Oh no, what's happening? Are you there?
I can still see you. Hello?
Okay, there you are.
Hello?
Sorry, it like just I don't know what it did.
Yeah, you lost her. But yeah, that one was like a really good twist. And I was like so totally shook by that. Because I actually, yeah, I won't say much. But I loved all the characters in that. And then I was like, well, fuck me up. Things just really, things took a turn. And I was like, you should read it actually. If you like this one, you should read it. And then let me know what you think. But,
Okay.
yeah. Did you have any issues with the book?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I actually the one thing that I did that really bothered me was all the character perspectives sounded exactly the same. Had they not said certain like things, I would have not known who was speaking.
Yeah, see, like, for me, I wasn't taking note, like, I took note of who it was, but I wasn't taking note of the times as well, because there's, like, chapters, but then there's also, like, Addie at 5:51 on Tuesday, and I was like, oh, God, and now we're jumping to Sunday, and it's Bronwyn, and I'm like, what are we up to? Who are we talking about?
Who are we? Where are we? What are we
Who
doing?
are we?
Who killed Simon? Who the hell did it? Just tell me. I'm sick of this.
Just tell me. Oh, yeah. Like, yeah. I don't know. I did enjoy the writing though, like different to other stuff. And I hope she writes more books. Like I thought that I really got hooked into the story. And I think this is one of the first books that I like the characters more than the plot. Like I don't know. I'm not very like technical, but I think generally I like a mixture of character and plot driven books. But as you said, like I just really like the characters in this book. Yeah. So like I don't know, maybe I was tossing up between 3.75 and a 4. It's not really much of a difference, but it's
that 0.25 matters.
Yeah. That 0.25 though. No, yeah. I was like, yeah, I like the characters. But again, I don't know about you. I like the ending because they fucking reunited and it felt so good. But also, I hate open endings.
Oh, yeah. You know like, how I felt about when they both die at the end, so you.
Yeah, I don't like. You can't always tie every single knot in a book. I understand, the book would be never ending, but
why write a damn epilogue that's open ended? I'm just saying.
Drop of the mic. Oh. I don't know what the movies I'm thinking of then, Curly Book out. I think it's Abigail, the girl in Little Miss Sunshine. I think she's in it. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong book.
With the little girl that dances? The main little girl?
Yeah. I love that movie. Where's your grandpa? In the trunk of our car. So good. But yeah, I agree with the character perspectives.
Yeah, so I mean, I really liked the writing in the book. Like her writing style was great, but to me it was like it could have been third person by the way that she wrote, because the perspectives, like being in first person, didn't change her voice at all. So It seemed to me that it could have just been third person, but I also understand that she's probably going for that unreliable narrator situation, even though it wasn't even any of them anyway, so it didn't matter.
Amen, girl. Amen. I'm thinking all those things. I was like, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, like it's the same kind of feel, but like, we can't make it too different because then we'll find out who it is. But really, yeah, no. It didn't fucking matter in the end. Yeah.
Although I will say that when Cooper, there were a few parts where Cooper was talking and his narration made me wonder about him. Like, it first started when he was talking about the steroids, and he never made it clear if he did or didn't do the steroids. And at one moment, he's saying, like, he didn't. And then the next moment, he's like, oh, I'm glad that my noni believes me. It makes things easier. And it was like, okay, wait, so did you do
Yeah,
steroids?
I swear there's one part too where they're like, he's like talking about how his performance increased and like, I don't know exactly what he says, but he's like, I'm glad they haven't been looking into it too much. I'm like, did you use the roids or not? Did you?
Just tell me.
Did you use the drugs? I need to know. But yeah, no, I was kind of thinking, I thought from the beginning it was one of the girls. So I thought, Nate's too obvious. Like, they've chucked him in there because he's like the obvious, like, he's a criminal, he's a bad boy, oh, he's totally going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was like, that's not going to be him. And he also can't do it because he's so beautiful. Anyway, and then Cooper, I'm like, I don't think you have the backbone to do it. Like, you know, and then the girls, I was like, Bronwyn's pretty smart. At the beginning when I was like unsure about Bronwyn, I was like, I reckon it's you or Addie. Because why I thought it was Addie, which I put in my updates, was everyone else tries to kind of help where she just stands there. And in the Tumblr post where it's like, oh, you know, seeing his eyes, seeing him turn blue was pretty confronting. I was like, well, maybe it is her because she didn't do anything. She just stood there and was like, oh, fuck me up. Like, he's dying. So
So there were a few things that I like pointed out that I thought were really weird, and it made me kind of realize that maybe Simon was in on it. When the car crash happened in the beginning of the book, like at the moment that it happened, I thought that was really weird. And then when they were talking about how Simon was very like, he would take all of his lunches in, as whoever said it, an inch of saran wrap, and always carried a water bottle. I felt like he was very quick to just grab a beaker and fill it up with water, when it was different from how people described his behavior because of his peanut allergy. I thought that was really weird. And then I thought it was even more weird because his friend, I thought her name was Janae, but I don't know.
Janae.
I can't pronounce names. YouTube.
Mine's probably wrong. How did I say Janie? It's probably Janae, and I was like,
you're actually
Janie!
probably right. I just didn't think about it. I didn't think, how is it spelled? Who cares? Anyway.
I love it.
And her behavior, I felt like, and this is sort of, I thought it was her. I didn't think it was Jake. I thought it was her and Nate that did everything together. And technically, it sort of was, but she didn't even go through with it, and Jake did most of everything. And then the other thing that was weird to me was the Tumblr posts sounded just like the other posts that he had written. So it seemed really weird. But again, like I said in my update, but this author has, to me, no really distinct voice for any of the characters, so it could just be that is the issue.
That's what I thought with the Tumblr post. I was like, no offense to the other characters, but I was like, to me, the only one who could really talk like this is Bronwyn. I was like, as much as you all have like one voice, I kind of felt like she was like obviously smarter than them a little bit. And like, obviously in the end, Jake was the one. So I was like, I didn't realize you had so much little wit there, Jake, with your little Tumblr post. You go with the Tumblr post. I was like, you know, like who thought he had an original thing to say? But like, yeah, I thought, for me with the Tumblr post, I thought that it was going to definitely be Bronwyn. But with the whole car accident, I from the beginning was like, this is totally planned. Like, this is so sus. Like, someone has set this up. And the fact that he just sat there too, and he was like, oh, yeah, like, I don't know.
Who sat there?
Simon. Like, eventually he goes up and has a look, but he just doesn't react to the car accident.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I thought that whole scene was really weird, especially when he was like doing his little monologue about his life, or not about life, but like having an omniscient narrator to a teen movie or whatever. Wasn't really a monologue though.
Yeah, and then he like chugs the water. I don't know. Like,
I don't know why anybody would do that though. I mean,
Of all the ways
Sorry, go on.
No, what were you going to say?
Oh, I'm saying not the whole suicide thing. Like, I understand that happens all the time. I just mean, like, why would you want to do it in a way that gets other people in trouble?
But for me, like, also, this doesn't sound bad because I guess, like, any way that you die is not going to be pleasant. But like to do that and having a reaction like that, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I feel
I just
like,
thought,
yeah, that's a miserable way. I mean, again, that's such a touchy subject because any
yeah,
way that you spin it, suicide is a miserable way because you're
exactly.
killing yourself. But I don't
Yeah.
know, that one, the way that he did it and like his motives behind it and everything were really disturbing to me.
Yeah, and like really like I didn't feel like they held any weight. I was like the only person who like I don't even know. Like all the people in the room, like you kind of like didn't really yet oh you didn't get the UN thing in on time. Oh my god. And then oh like maybe because he wanted to be popular. The only thing that I thought really was like that bad was maybe Cooper not inviting him to that party. But like all of it's just so like I don't know. Again, it's a touchy subject. But like I don't know. I feel like
It's
kind of
very hard.
when they were explaining why they were in the room, I was kind of like, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because for me, this book felt like a combination of, I guess, Breakfast Club, even though I didn't get that vibe. I mean, I've been hearing that from people, and I think the only reason they think that is because of the
The
good
tension.
girl, bad girl situation. um, and the it
Hi,
reminded me of
honey.
Pretty Little. I know. Hey, it reminded me of a combination of like Pretty Little Liars and 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I felt sorry for Simon in the end. Like I did, but also I don't think it. Again, it's such a touchy thing. But like I just feel like yeah, why would you want to do that to other people? Like who really, in the end, like, yes, for to you, you felt like they had caused you an injustice and you were upset. I get that doesn't make his feelings any less valid, but like, I don't know.
I feel like
I
for
don't know.
Simon's character, it's really hard because you want to feel bad for him for the fact that he feels the way that he does about his life and about how other people treated him, I guess, and that he felt so invisible and that this was the only way to get attention, I suppose. But the other part of me doesn't feel sorry for him mainly because of like his motives and then also because of what he was saying about the kids shooting up schools and stuff and how he's
Yeah.
all for that and
Oh, yeah. Like, see, for me, yeah, it's very touchy. But like, I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't know how to say it in the right way. There's no right way to say it, I guess. But like, I was really annoyed. I was like, oh God, I don't even know how to put it into words. I'm so bad at articulating myself. Why do we have book discussions when I can't voice my opinion?
just
Um,
talk it out.
oh God, okay. So like, I don't know. I feel like when let's just start there. When he was like talking about yeah, like shooting up schools and all that, I was like, well, fuck me up. Like, I don't know. Part of me, part of me feels a tiny bit sorry for him, only because like, yeah, like he obviously tried and then failed, but like he had his friends. In I don't know. I think at the end of the day, like you put on this persona of like I have that about that app and I don't give a fuck and I'm gonna tell everyone else's secrets. But the
Mm.
second someone was gonna reveal one of his secrets, he imploded. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I personally, in forgetting the whole other plotline of the book, I hate anyone like that who's like that hypocritical in general, not even just in this book. But for me, I was like, if you can't cop it, don't start it about that app with gossip about everyone else. You literally
Mhm.
caused someone to almost kill themselves and had to get people transferred out of schools. But the one time that it's you that's going to be outed for something that isn't even that bad, you reach some votes. Like I don't know. I don't feel like again it's touchy, but
Well,
you know
it's
what I mean?
different. Well, it's different than telling somebody that they were cheated on by their boyfriend to the whole entire school, or that somebody cross-dressed, or that somebody's gay. Like, those are two very different, or I guess four very different things that are on very different levels. And it's like,
Yeah.
you have to wonder why was he so upset about being outed about the rigging of votes versus not pretty much not giving a shit about ruining other people's reputations or lives or livelihoods, because Simon almost basically did the same thing that those cops did to Cooper, where he was just going to force him out of the closet. And it's like,
Exactly.
I don't know. And then I wonder to some degree if this is also a commentary on like mental health, because she is talking about suicide, but she's also talking about like sociopathic behaviors, especially with Jake and with Simon, because I feel like if you would want to do something like that, you probably have something happening that's making you feel that way that probably should be addressed.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what I mean. Like, I just that what like a small part of me does feel sorry for him, but mainly I'm just like, you know, it's all right for you to do it to other people, but the second it's your turn, you can't hack it. I'm like, yeah, everyone's feelings are valid, but as we said, there's very different things on outing someone, telling them that they've, you know, Bronwyn could have maybe not even gone to some universities. Nate, I guess, already had. Nate wasn't even that big. I don't even know why Nate was there. I can't remember the reason why.
Because he made out with Keely, or maybe he did more with her. I don't know. The girl that he liked.
Well, see, I was really surprised when, I don't know if we've discussed this separately to this chat, but I was surprised when he said that he had a crush on her, because when we kind of talking about Cooper and how Simon got really close up to Cooper, I was like, maybe Simon liked Cooper. You know, and I thought maybe he was gay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought the same thing. I thought his motives were going to be that so if I'm honest with you, like when I was thinking about Simon's motives and why he would have done it, when I kind of thought on the fact that he possibly could have killed himself and like why he would have done it to these people, I was thinking that like him and Cooper had a thing, and he was protecting Cooper because it also meant protecting himself, because if he outed Cooper, he would out himself. So I thought that was like his motive. Yeah. And then I thought that like other big things happened with the rest of them, but it didn't really, I don't know. And Nate, I just felt like his if I'm completely honest with you, I felt like his character was so unnecessary to the rest of the situation, besides like just being a great character. Yeah, and the romance. Like his character had nothing to do with really anything.
I know. He had his good story. He had a good story on his own though, like maybe that's why he was in there. Like he had a great story of like his mum and his dad, and you know, everything with Bronwyn. Oh, that was so cute. I was like, you guys liked each other when you were little and now you're together, and it's beautiful. But you don't have this cover, do you?
I do. I just took it off and I left it at home.
Okay, can we talk for a moment about, is this meant to be Cooper, or is that meant to be, wait, which one's the guy? That one.
Cooper has like blondish hair.
Well, that's what I thought, but I don't picture Nate like that at all. Unless that's meant to be Simon.
Covers are stupid.
I was like, okay, yeah, Bronwyn, and then Addie, and then I was like,
but you Cooper, only could tell that because of their hair colors.
Yeah. Well, for a start, I was like, what do they even look like? Because I don't think she really describes a lot of them apart from Addie, because she goes on about her hair all the time.
But she only describes her hair.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like put a face to these people. Like that's kind of how I went off it. Because all you really learn from about Bronwyn is she has glasses and her background. And Cooper is like the typical Ken. And then Nate, you don't really learn much about, but I pictured Nate pretty damn fine. Not like this guy. I'm pretty sure this is Simon.
This no-face guy.
This guy, they all have no faces. This guy, I'm pretty sure it's Simon. So that's how I kind of pictured Simon.
Yeah, Curly Book Al agrees with us where Nate is the odd one out. He really didn't. I thought his story, I agree. I thought his story, like his whole overarching story was really great. And I think that's why I liked him so much, because even though he made some bad decisions with dealing drugs, he was basically doing that for survival purposes. Yeah. And so it's like you feel bad for him because he feels like he has nothing else except for that. And I don't know, I just liked his story and his romance.
I loved it so so much. I was totally not expecting it either. Like, when it started to kind of happen, I was like, yes, I love a good romance. I was like, yes, 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 go, 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 go. And then when they like kind of revealed they liked each other when they were younger. See, we're talking just briefly. We are talking about Stranger Things before and how there's maybe a younger romance in the story, right? And I was like, it's not creepy because then when these people were little in the book, they ended up together. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, but I wouldn't have been rooting for their love story in 5th grade. Thanks so much.
No, obviously not their love story, but the little crush story, the little, oh, you're pretty, oh, you're pretty too. Go.
I mean, that's sweet and everything, but like, so creeps me out.
It creeps me out. No, I feel like I just see it in the most innocent way in any sort of younger relationship in books. I'm like, that's sweet. Like, God love you. But then, obviously, if they had got together when they were younger, then they wouldn't have ended up when they were older, and it was so sweet, and I loved it. And I was like, yes, like, go, Bronwyn, you go.
Yeah. You go, girl, with your apple smelling hair.
Yeah. Loved it. It's always the quiet ones. Anyway.
Hey, what does that mean?
It's a compliment, girl. It's a compliment.
Oh, thanks.
But, you know, I don't think I had any other issues. I really liked it. I liked the story. I want to read more of her books. I was just a bit like, yeah, as I've said for like 10 times, I was a bit disappointed at the ending part. It was still a good book. And I guess it was a twist. I never guessed the ending, which was why I was so surprised. I was like, oh my God.
Wait, did you guess it? I don't know if you said that.
Well, I said, like, when he started talking about, I can't remember. I said it before, but I said to Erin, I was like, if that's what happened, I'm going to be annoyed. I was towards the end, though, but I normally, like, books generally blindside me. You know, like, books, obviously spoilers. I don't know what's a good book that had a bit of a plot twist. I don't know. Okay. All right. The one that I think to everyone else was obvious, but to me it wasn't. If you haven't read The Fault in Our Stars, hold your ears for a few minutes. People were talking about my cousin. She was like, The Fault in Our Stars. She saw that coming a mile away. I didn't see that coming a mile away, and it shook me really badly. I don't want to talk about it. But
I had a feeling that one of them was going to die, but I wasn't for sure on who.
Yeah, see, I was the same. I was for sure on the other person. And then it wasn't that person, and I was like, well, fuck me up, okay? No.
The only reason I knew that somebody was going to die is because John Green has a Nicholas Sparks-esque-ness about him where he likes to kill somebody in every single story, and you're like, okay, so well then.
Don't get attached to anyone, ever, because they will die. But, yeah, no. I think it was why I was like, I don't know. It's bittersweet for me reading this. I was like, I love it so much, but then I was like, but who did it? I wanted someone to kill him.
I mean, the thing is like right now I give it a 4 stars, but I read it in a day, in pretty much just a day, almost in one sitting. Like, I read almost the whole book, and then I had 40 pages to go, and I had to go to sleep and stuff, so I read the rest this morning. So I almost read it in one sitting, and I don't know if I would give it, if I had read it in a longer amount of time and had time to think about it. I don't know. I don't know what I would give it then, because I feel like with our last book, they both die at the end. I read it in the beginning of the month, and then I had like the whole month to think about it. And I think my rating like went up and down with that one. Whereas this one right now, it's at a 4. But I don't know if I would have loved it had I just read it in the beginning of the month and then had time to think back on it. It's kind of like I know that people are going to hate me when I say this, but it's like my ACOWAR situation where when I first read it, I was like, oh, it's great. But then when I look back on it, I was like, it's not that great. Like,
oh,
I
God.
I still love that series. Like, I don't like the first book very much, but the second book, 5 out of 5, 5 million out of 5. I'll reread it all day, every day. Actually, I've just reread that book like 3 times now. Whereas
I need to reread it.
Whereas ACOWAR, I had a hard time getting into it, and then the rest of I think the problem was that it just didn't go all the way with things that I think it should have, and that's why I got upset. But otherwise, the story was great, and like there were really, really great moments in it that I loved. But overall, like I was kind of disappointed. So I'm excited. Go on.
Sorry. No, sorry.
Oh, so I'm excited to see what else happens in like the novella and everything.
Yeah. But that was my issue too with Aquaworld's like loose ends. But apart from that one issue, because I should know about the open endings. But as you know, like I am the type of person, I want 10 books, I want the TV show, I want the movie, I want it to continue until I hate it. Because I just love it so much. Ruin everything, but also keep it going, you know? But yeah, that's how I am with things. I never want it to end. Like, I just love it, which is what I mean with open endings. Like, if I really didn't want an open ending, you'd probably have a much longer book. You'd have to tie up everything. Yeah. Like, how many kids did they have? All right, where do they live? What happened to them? Are they still together? Like,
well, I mean, I want all that out of ACOWAR. I just feel like with that book, and I don't want to spoil anything because it is a third book in a series. With that one, for me, it wasn't so much that the storyline was lacking or anything. I just feel like she didn't go all the way with things that she could have.
Yeah. Curly Book Hour, is that for One of Us is Lying or ACOWAR? And anyone else watching, what did you rate the book that we read this month? I think I gave ACOWAR a 5, but you know, I'm very easy with the 5, which is why when I gave it a 3.75, I was like, well, damn, Chrissy's cutting this book down because I normally am like 5. You get a 5. You get a 5.
You get a 5. You get a 5, and you get a 5. You weren't that great, but you get a 5. You said One of Us is Lying.
Oh, yeah. See, yeah, maybe I should give it a 4. I don't know. I just like...
Don't be persuaded to change your rating.
Oh, girl, Kelly Book Out, get onto that. Get onto what? Yeah,
although if you're like me, you won't enjoy the first book until the last quarter, and then you'll love the second book.
That was me too, but like, it's a journey, the book. Okay, I really did enjoy the first book. We're just sidebarring to ACOWAR.
I know. That's just discussion has changed.
I liked the first book, loved it, and then I read the second book, and I was like, well, the first book, I was like, yeah, I was alright. Loved the second book 10 million times over. Oh my god, my soul.
It's like a completely different series all of a sudden. It was like we went from ACOTAR, that was like this one book, and then you go to ACOMAF and you're like, are you even the same people? Like, what is this?
What is my life? Love it.
What is my life? This is so great, though.
I love it.
Anyway, back to this book.
Back to this book, yes. Yeah. If anyone else is watching, let us know what you rated it. Yeah, I feel like 3.754. It was good. Kept my attention. I really liked it. I loved writing like this.
Wait, so who was your least favorite character? And it can't be Simon. Go.
Oh, God. Addie came to mind, but I actually probably Cooper. Because Simon was my least favorite. He annoyed the shit out of me.
Wait, Cooper was your least favorite?
Oh, I don't know. I annoyed me the most in the beginning.
No, it can be anybody. It doesn't have to be the 4.
Oh.
I'm searching for a certain person.
You're like, no, that's not right. Continue. I mean, I guess, yeah, Jake then.
Oh, right. Jake. I forgot Jake could be. Okay, not Jake. Anyone else but Jake and Simon. I'm just going to tell you mine. It was Addie's mom. She can go suck one.
Oh, she can suck a dick. Honestly, she was so... Oh, her mother. How do I forget about her mother? Probably because I just forgot because she was such a rude bitch. I hated her.
Oh my god, I can't stop thinking about her and how horrible she was. Why? You don't need a relationship. Stop.
That's why, like, as much as I felt bad for Nate's situation, I felt just as bad for Nate's dad. You know, like, I was like, fuck me up, that's so sad. So, like, I got annoyed with his family situation as well, but then I was like, at least, like, oh, I don't know. I felt more sorry for Nate than I did for Addie because I was like, I'm sorry, that's a lie. I felt more sorry for Addie than I did for Nate because her mum was present and just being a rude bitch. Whereas, like, yes, his dad wasn't present, but I don't know.
Well, I can relate. I think that, like, with Addie's situation was not only was she had this boyfriend that she was with for 3 years who was controlling, she had a mom who was very controlling too, because her mom
Yeah.
was basically like, you need to stay in a relationship with a handsome man who can support you, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you don't need to do that. And she's
Yeah.
obviously not even herself when she's with Jake. So, I mean, but the mom would never see that, obviously, because Ashton tried to point it out to her.
I tell you who I really liked as well in the books that wasn't none of the four. I really liked TJ, and I'm kind of sad she didn't end up with him. As much as,
I know. You want to
I was
hate
rooting
him.
for them. Yeah. I was totally rooting for them. I was like, oh, but why can't you go out with him? He's so nice.
When
Like,
she does say that thing about, I finally had to text him and tell him it wasn't going to happen, I was like, are you serious? But then I was like, actually, that's really big of her because
no.
it
Yeah.
just shows that she's not following in the footsteps of her mom. And it would be a little bit awkward, right?
Agreed. Part of me was like, I want you to be together, but then I was like, you go, girl, like you do you, boo, because you're like your own person now, and I love it. Like I was like, yeah, I was a little bit sad, but TJ was like, he obviously liked you from the beginning, and he's really nice. But yeah, I was kind of like, you go, you make that decision, and you just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, her mum was the poo-poo. I'm trying to think of who else I didn't like.
Oh, I
really like Nate's.
Go on.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I really like Nate's like parole person, and much we didn't see her much. She was really sweet.
Oh yeah, Officer Lopez. Yeah, she was cool.
Yeah.
Was her name Vanessa? The one that was like a total butt face.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. That bitch. Yes, she was so rude. Oh, I wanted to. Yeah.
When she tripped Addie, I was hoping that Addie would just like pummel her, but dreams did not come true.
Dreams do not come true. Oh, yeah, no. I was so angry about that. But I'll tell you what I thought was really nice, speaking of that whole like popular group, I thought it was really nice at the end with Keely, how like she full was like messaging him to see if he was okay, and I thought that was really nice. Like, because I did feel sorry for her. How like, he didn't even like her really and whatever, and he was kind of shit to her. But I thought let's be honest. If you're going to use someone for a bit, at least treat them nice. Like, he didn't even treat her very nice and pay attention to her at all, even as a friend. Like, anyway, but I thought it was really nice of her to, like, come around to the end that they were maybe going to be friends. I thought that's sweet. Like, not all the popular people are horrible. Like Lewis, for example. I was like, you go, Lewis. You're a good egg.
Lewis, he was one of my favorites. Okay, so who was one of your favorites that wasn't of the four?
Okay, not of the four. I liked her sisters. I like both the sisters in the book, Maeve and Ashton. They were really good. And then who else did I like? Who else? I don't know. That's who else? I kind of forget.
I like Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis was nice. Chris, I really did like him.
I mean, Chris was cool when you saw bits and pieces. I thought it was. Oh, I forgot about that. I thought it was really weird that he was the one who solved the mystery.
Yeah, he's just like, hang on a moment.
He's like, hey, idiot.
Let's just connect these dots.
He's like, hey, you dumbasses, look what you're missing here. And he's just like, yeah, so this, and then, yeah, so that, and you're like, well, that's it then, okay.
Well, fuck me out. You go, boy. You go.
All right.
Yeah, no, he was nice. I did like him. I don't know. And Nonny, I love Nonny. Oh, Nonny. I was so scared she was going to die. I was like, if she dies, I'm going to be sad.
I thought so, too. I was like, oh, no. No. And she's sitting in the living room she's sitting in the kitchen eating butter and brown sugar toast.
You're playing with fire, Nonny. You're playing with fire. Stop it. You need to be around.
Need you. We need you, Noni. We need you.
Yeah, like they had good side characters. Like you didn't really see much of anyone else. Like you kind of see Bronwyn's parents, and they were kind of nothing, I guess, to me. Like I was like, okay, cool. They
nothing to me.
Nothing to me. No, like I was like, okay, cool. Yeah.
As much as I wanted to hate Nate's mom, I actually kind of liked her character in the end because I thought
I did.
Yeah.
I liked her in the end. I was like, it took you fucking long enough, but you came around in the end.
Yeah. Here you are. That's great.
Sorry, that was a
great.
bit aggressive. Yeah. But yeah, if they had not ended up together at the end, I would have been like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
well, but you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll call you. Well, you better fucking okay.
You better.
Annoying.
I should go write some fan fiction. I've never wrote fan fiction in my life, but I'm gonna do it today.
I've read fan fiction before, but I've never
Have you? Yeah, so you mean you've read 50 Shades of Grey, is what you're saying?
No. Hey, I don't mind the 50 Shades books. Is it outstanding writing? No. Does anyone really read it for the writing? Let's be honest, ladies. Does anyone read it for that shit? No.
I don't know. I've never read it.
We read it for the smart, and it's good. So anyway, I read the only Harry Potter.
Moving on.
The only Harry Potter. The only fan fiction I've read is Harry Potter, I think, when I was a little bit younger.
Oh, you know what? I take that back. When I was in a class in college, it was a teen fiction class, and he made us read some fan fiction, and we had to read one about Harry Potter, and it really it bothered me. That's why I never wanted to read fan fiction again. It was terrible. It was a terrible fan fiction. It was about Fred or George. I can't remember which.
Oh, touchy subject. You love them.
Well, it got even worse because the fan fiction was about one of them raping Angelina. And
what? Okay. Yeah. I feel like you maybe picked the wrong fan fiction.
I didn't pick it. I didn't pick it.
Oh, they gave it to you to read.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was assigned reading. And
Whoa.
I was like, well, there goes my childhood.
No.
My book boyfriend's done.
That's terrible. See, like, I think before Kershaw I read, like, after the books. And then the only other fan fiction, which I actually really liked, I don't remember the author, but it was all about, like, the Marauders, Marauder. And it was, like, how, like, more about Lily and James. And it was really good.
I feel like I would read something
quite long.
like that. I feel like I'd read that, not the one I read.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah,
I was going to say, if you're scrolling through titles and you're like, this one
looks good.
Oh, God.
This one looks like a real winner.
Yeah, winner, chicken dinner. No. Yeah, so I you know what, though? Like, after our first pick, I was like, there's so much to discuss, and I was like, fuck me up. I'm concerned that this one won't be as good. But I actually really liked it. As much as I gave it less than they both died at the end, I really, really liked it. And I hope she writes more. I think she's working on a second book, which is exciting.
Do you think Bronwyn and Nate will be in it?
Fuck me, I hope so. I hope so.
It's like about their kids in 10 years. And like,
no,
they're in a murder mystery novel too.
It's like, okay, kids, we've had experience with this. It's all right.
It's all right. Bronwyn can. Oh, where's Chris? Chris and Bronwyn can solve this mystery.
So it's a mystery. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I'm glad we picked. Well, I picked it, but I'm glad that we decided to read it.
Wow.
No. Because we take turns, everyone. We take turns in picking books. So, we can do that. We're going to keep that up, yeah?
Well, because the TBR jar thing, no one has really added much to it, so it's not really a point because it's our picks anyway.
Well, like, to be fair, we're picking from there, but, yeah, we're not really using a jar, if we're being honest.
Yeah, we're just looking at the titles that are in our TBR list and going, that one.
Cross that baby off. Actually, we should go in there and cross them out. But, yeah. Do you have our next book? You have it, don't you?
I have it. I don't have it on me, though.
Oh, I don't have it yet. Well, should we tell her what our next book is?
Oh, yeah, sure. It's The Bone Witch.
Like I said it wrong before.
Oh, The Bone Witch.
It's The Bone Witch.
I added yours in there. Curly book out. I added yours. Don't worry, girl.
Don't worry, girl.
Thank you for adding, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited for it. I have to purchase it, but normally I don't read it till the end of the month. Like I read this a few days ago. I finished this on Friday night.
Well, which is early today, so
yeah. Last time we did our thing, I finished it the night before. But it's better. It's fresh in your mind and you remember everything.
Yeah, I keep thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God. Nate, Bronwyn, get it together. That's all I can think about. Simon, to be honest, like, if I'm honest, if I give you an overall opinion of it, like, at the end of the day, Simon was kind of a meaningless character to me. Or not meaningless, but, like, he didn't mean anything to me. And so I did not care about solving his mystery.
I'm sorry. Oh, see, no, I wanted to solve his mystery.
I wanted to know who did it, I guess, but I more so wanted Bronwyn and Nate to just have all the babies.
You just want them to be together forever. Yeah, no, I think, I don't know. As I said, I enjoyed it. I think, yeah, it was more of a character book than maybe the twist kind of book, which was not what I was expecting. But yeah, I'm glad I liked it. I really did. As I said, I looked up to see. As soon as I finished this, I'm like, girl, Karen, when's your next book out? I need to read it. If you guys like this one, as I said, I would read. Where is it? I have it. I would read The Amateurs by Sarah Shepard. You wrote Pretty Little Lies. It's very good. Similar genre.
Didn't she write? Now I can't remember the title of it, but it's the one about the twin sisters.
The Perfectionists.
I don't think that's what it's called.
Because Pretty Little Liars, and now they're doing a show called The Perfectionists, which is about one of her other books. And then The Amateurs. I don't think they're doing a show for that one. But, yeah, similar to this, very similar in a way, but also different, obviously. It is very good. But, yeah. So what would we say the next book is under? Is it like fantasy?
Yeah, it's a fantasy. So it's The Bone Witch by Rin Chipeco. And I think it's going to be a series. So it's obviously not all published yet because The Bone Witch, I think, came out early 2017. So we'll have to read them as they come out, I guess, which would be kind of cool.
That is cool.
Because we'll get to have interesting discussions on it as we go and see how we feel.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, that one is first. I know Erina is really excited to read it.
Oh yay! I'm excited. It's our first fantasy pick, actually.
Yeah, these two have been like more on the contemporary side, and well.
I think you secretly like contemporary, and you're just like, oh, contemporary, and then you read it, you're like, yeah.
But I do like adult contemporary, but I usually read fantasy more often than I read through. I like stuff like this, though, The One of Us is Lying, where it's a mystery and it has other stuff happening, because I really liked watching Pretty Little Liars, and I read the first 5 books, but it just got to be too much. But, I like stuff like that. But when it's just the romance, I think that I don't enjoy those ones.
True. I think it's true for you, too. So I can just read all the romance. I'm like, yes, get it together. But, yeah. I think a good mystery is always important. It's always good. But,
I could actually read, I don't know, do you like regular mysteries, too, that are not teen?
I've read other ones before. Actually, that's a lie. I've started to read one by James Patterson, and I don't think I've actually no. I started to read one by James Patterson. I think the character was younger, but it wasn't so much like contemporary based. It's called I think it's like Confessions of a True Murder Suspect or something.
Oh, okay.
And that one I really liked, and that was more about the crime side. I have a lot of crime books I want to read, like true crime as well as just crime. But, yeah, I don't think it has to be YA. I haven't really read much that's not.
There's one called Behind Her Eyes, and it's like a psychological thriller, and the ending is a huge twist that I didn't even guess it. So you might like it.
I should definitely read it, because I think I saw someone else on here reading that actually, and they were like,
Danny was reading it. I know that.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of, because yeah, I don't know, and I'm excited. I realized just now a lot of the books picked are actually like 2017 books.
Yeah, they all are.
I would have won. And a lot of them are now to be read. Like we have Caraval, I think that came out this year.
Well, I already read that. I have lots to say if you want to do that one soon.
I was contemplating. I was tossing it between that and this one out my pick. Who knows? Who knows what we'll pick next?
I would have to get it from the library since I gave my own away ASAP.
Well, tell us how you really feel about that.
So if we do read that one, just know, everybody, I didn't like it.
Oh, God. See, I feel like I'm going to... You know what? I reckon we should do that soon because I reckon I'm going to fucking love it. I love The Night Circus, and I feel like I actually...
Not like The Night Circus.
Well, that's what people have said to me.
Yeah.
But a part of me, that's one of my favorite books, The Night Circus, so I'm very protective of it. And if I feel like they're mocking or trying to copy off that, I'm going to be like, no. No.
I haven't read it, obviously.
The Night Circus.
Yeah, I want to, though. I mean, it's a TBR jar pick for this month, but I don't think I'm going to get to it.
Well, see, yeah, that one's, I guess, I don't know. I wouldn't say that one's YA.
No, it's adult. It's considered adult.
Yeah, well, there you go. Look, one of my favorites is adult fiction. Yeah. I don't know. Any other thoughts we haven't discussed about this book? I don't think.
I don't know. This one is harder to discuss because I feel like there isn't too many things happening. I mean, I guess one thing that I never said that I did enjoy about it was I thought it was interesting, I guess, that Cooper's character did end up being into men because I think the author was sort of playing with that idea of Southern stereotypes of men and how they're supposed to act and be. The one thing that would have made it a little bit better, though, is if his dad maybe reacted more positively.
Yeah.
And
that annoyed me.
Yeah, because if she were going with that stereotype, maybe having his dad react not positively, but more supportively would have been like an ultimate twist on that stereotype.
Yeah, that I forgot to mention that too. I got annoyed by that. Like, fuck, are you kidding me? Like, just like that's what I mean. It's typical, like how stereotype of how that would have played out. You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, like. You know what I mean? And yeah, I really liked how Nate stood up for Cooper too in the lunchroom.
I was just going to say that I've been thinking about the lunchroom thing after I said that too. I don't know about you guys, but like when I was in high school, I was in high school in like 2009 when, I don't know, I don't think it was that big of a deal. At least I don't remember it being that big of a deal if somebody came out. I don't know if it was different for you.
My school, I went to a private Catholic school, and I'm pretty sure there was one openly gay person, and no one cared. Like, no one cared. I don't think there was many, like, other people. Since we've left, some people have come out, and we're like, that's so cool. But, like, yeah, I think I've said it about our generation. Like, our generation really don't care. Like, if you're not hurting anyone, if you want to, be gay, if you want to do drugs, if you want to do that, cool. I don't want to do that. Don't push it on me. I'll push it on you. Like, we all support each other. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it in the right way. Like, no one really cares. It's not a big of a deal. And I think, like, which I like that with the main characters in this book stood up for him, and then how Bronwyn kissed that. I was like, you go, girl. Yes. But
so she says my high school is full of assholes. Yeah, so I'm wondering if it's like location based, but I guess I found it weird in this specific location because it was in San Diego area, like LA area, and I feel like as somebody who's from California, I don't really see a lot of, I mean, you see it everywhere, but in my experience and like having gay friends and gay family members, I haven't heard them really talk about getting that kind of bullying. Obviously, there are people in everybody's lives that say things that they shouldn't say and do things that they shouldn't say, whatever. But I don't think anyone that I know anyway was ever, I don't know. I just don't. Yeah, I agree. I think it's because it's California.
Like, I think in any place, though, like as you said, there's always going to be people that don't accept it or support it or are just complete poo-poos. But yeah, I've never seen, like, I have a lot of gay family members, and I don't think I have any gay friends. But yeah, a lot of my family are gay, and they've never said to me that they've come across anything like Cooper's gone through. If anything, it was more in themselves, so I guess, and worrying about that.
I mean, at
But
the
like, kind
same
of like
time.
Cooper's struggles, yeah, kind of similar to Cooper's
And I mean,
struggles.
I guess at the same time, like, I don't know that if I went through something like that I would just openly be like, oh yeah, when I was in high school, I was heckled in the lunchroom, you know? So maybe that's what it is too, is that people just aren't going to sit and talk about those shitty people.
Yeah. But like, I have never seen it happen, and I would be Nate or someone like that in that situation. Like, I have no control, even over something like small, like just something small injustice about anything. I'm just like, excuse me. And if it was something like that, I'd be like, what the fuck did you just say? Okay, bye. Yeah, no, like, I'm lucky. It's probably good for the other people that I haven't seen. I don't know if anyone saw my Instagram the other day. We've had in Australia to legalize gay marriage, and at the end of I live on in the top of the hill. So at the end of the hill, there was this church that had an okay to say no sign in the window. I don't know if any of you saw how I reacted to that.
Not well, let's just say.
Not well. So yeah, like, I'm glad I haven't seen it, and I think, yeah. I mean, I think Sydney's pretty good where I'm from. I don't see a lot of it happen. And I think more often than not now, you'd have more people who would be like Nate and who would be like, fuck off all of you. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I thought that was really cool how they all like rallied together, and they all ended up sitting together, and they didn't care when, like, they didn't care in the end to be seen with each other. They were just like, fuck everyone. Like, you're going to talk about us, so we may as well talk, we may as well just give you something to talk about in a way.
Yeah. I don't know. That scene really bothered me because I just don't remember. I mean, don't get it wrong. I hated high school for lots of different reasons. And a lot of it had to do with just the people and the way that they acted with one another and towards people. But I definitely don't remember anybody doing that so publicly. I don't know. And I guess it didn't seem I didn't feel like it seemed fitting for the setting of the book, because they are in San Diego, near that area, close to it. I don't think they were based specifically in San Diego, but like near San Diego. And I just felt like it wasn't really fitting. But at the same time, I didn't go to a school in a rich area or like a private school or anything like that. So I don't know if things are different depending on like the areas you're from and the wealth or whatever,
I don't know. Like, I think all high schools are like, I didn't mind high school. I didn't love high school. I'm glad I'm not in high school anymore. Don't ever want to go back, obviously. But there was some bullying at my school. I mean, really young, but not a whole lot that I can remember.
Honestly, I feel like the bullying at my school was more like, it was more like girls bullying girls or dudes bullying girls because a girl didn't sleep with them or something like that. And like, I was bullied. I mean, I don't really talk about this very often, but like, when I was in high school, MySpace was still a thing. Like, it was at the end of its life, and Facebook was getting bigger, and so we were still on MySpace when I was in the beginning of high school. And like, I had just transferred to a new school, and I didn't know anybody there because I moved with my grandparents to a town that was like 4 hours from where I grew up. And there was a couple girls that didn't. I don't know why they didn't like me. They just didn't. And they made a fake MySpace and anonymously messaged me telling me to kill myself and that I was a cunt and all this stuff. And like, I mean,
oh my God,
me being the person that I am, it didn't really faze me the same way as I think other people, as it may have other people, like maybe say Simon or something, like his character. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember it being about anybody's sexuality. I feel like it was more about girls being shitty to girls and dudes being shitty to other girls.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, like nothing at that scale at all. That's fucking. You're lucky. Yeah, I kind of wish we were friends. I want to give those girls a piece of my mind. You know how protective I am. Oh my god.
Well, what about? I thought it was this guy for a long time. I thought it was this dude because he was sort of notorious for bullying people, but like it turned out it was a couple of girls, and one of them apologized to me later on, and I was just like, cool, thanks for being the bigger person and apologizing, but we're never gonna be friends.
We are never ever being friends.
I'm gonna go. Never mind. I'm not even gonna joke about that. I'm not even gonna make a joke.
Yeah, no, that's just so wrong. I just like nothing. I'm like pretty lucky that nothing like that. I don't know. I've obviously been pretty sheltered. Hang on a second. Sorry, my family. I don't know if you could hear that. My family keep coming in. I've been trying to mute this microphone very subtly, but they keep.
Curly Book Owl. Yeah, MySpace cyberbullying was ridiculous.
Yeah. Like I wasn't on MySpace, and I didn't go on Facebook till close to my end of schooling. Like there was pretty cool kids at my school when we were younger, but as we got older, we kind of I don't know. It was a bit. We were just better to each other, and I think bad, but I guess the people who were maybe targeted, they didn't continue on in senior schooling. So I don't know. I've never seen it happen. And as I said, I'm the type of person that I would just say, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's not good. You're lucky. They're lucky. They're lucky we weren't friends then, because I would have.
But they're also, I mean, to some degree, they're also lucky that I wasn't somebody who was really susceptible to bullying and possibly would have killed myself. Like, they're lucky to a degree, and I guess I'm lucky as well. But I think more so for their conscience, because at the end of the day, like if I did kill myself, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't know those things. I wouldn't know how it turned out for them. But like for them, I feel like they didn't really understand what they were doing. And maybe they did. I don't know. I want to give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. But like
I don't.
To some degree, it's like they're lucky that they chose someone like me who wasn't really. I mean, it hurt me and it definitely upset me, but I wasn't the type of person to rely on hurting myself to get those feelings out. Like, I was really close to my grandparents, so I was able to talk to them. But I don't know. It's weird because it makes you wonder, like, if I would have been that person and everything happened the way that they wanted it to, like maybe I did go through with killing myself, like, like Simon did, how would that have affected their lives or whatever,
But like, it's so ironic in the terms of Simon, where like you were the cyber bully for so long.
Yeah.
And the second that someone fucking decided, oh no, like I'm not gonna just let you get away with it, and then you couldn't hack it. Like, that's what annoys me the most. Like, half the time people like, thank God you were able to talk to your grandparents, like, and you got through it. But other people, can't. And just like, it's okay for, like, yeah, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. It's okay for you to say that, but like, no, I don't give them the benefit of the doubt. They're dicks, and they're, that's all. That's nothing to do with them. They don't get any benefit. It's all on you for, getting through it. But like, I bet you the second if someone said something to them, they're all like, but then no, deep down they can't hack it. Like, no. If you're going to be a dickhead, at least be able to hack it. Like, it annoys me so much.
Yeah, I guess that is like the ironic part about Simon, is that it's like dramatic irony, because he was the cyberbully, and then the minute he thought he was getting bullied, and what is crazy about it is he wasn't being bullied. Like, no one was bullying him. The reason that Cooper banned him from the parties was because that he was making moves on Keely, and Keely and him were together again.
Yeah.
Or together.
I think he was worried that was the night that he was worried someone thought he knew. that he was
Yeah,
gay.
and like and so two parts was like the Keeley thing, and then like him being scared that he was going to be outed, and he had every right to be scared about something like that because it's nobody's right.
Business.
It's nobody's business and nobody's right to put something like that out into the world, which is what the lawyer made a big point about, was that it's not fair to out somebody because it's not your life. And like, yeah, I don't know, all the situations where he got really upset and like with Bronwyn, she didn't even mean to give him the wrong date. It just happened.
Yeah. At first I thought maybe she did do it on purpose, but no, it wasn't even on purpose. Like, I don't know. And in terms of whole Cooper thing with Keeley, like, Cooper can't control. I mean, I guess if he knew he was gay, then he knew he was just using her. But like, he can't control if Keeley likes someone else. If Keeley wanted to get with Nate, she wanted to get with Nate. Like, wouldn't we all want to get with Nate? Nah.
Wouldn't we?
Wouldn't we? But like, you know what I mean?
Wait, I don't know if this is gonna show. Can you see this?
Kind of. Is it a book? Is it the Majestic Books or? Oh my god! Oh my god!
See that? That's crazy.
Look at that! Is there a person there?
Yeah, there's a person. I don't know if we could. Oh, it's gonna.
Is it a ladder?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Okay, now I definitely need to go to Japan. I never had any interest before.
I never had any interest till right this moment. I had to show that. But yeah, I guess like for me, I thought it was weird because he wasn't really being bullied. It was just a lot of it was misunderstandings and miscommunication, and like the fact that he was really the bully and he was the one that was like putting all this stuff out there is why these things happened. Yeah. It's like,
it was little things he was putting online, like we said. Like,
I guess like what my point I'm poorly getting at is that really the reason he felt the way that he felt was his own doing.
Exactly.
At the end of it all. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, as we said, I didn't like him. He annoyed the shit out of me, if I'm being honest. And I hate him. No, like I didn't like his character. The most interesting, the most interesting part about him was his app, and I didn't even like that because obviously, like, of the repercussions. So, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, I also thought that it was the most interesting thing that he said, and not interesting in the fact that it was actually intriguing, but it was because when he wrote about Maeve at the party and like he says something like, you're not a baby anymore, you don't have cancer anymore, you can't use that as an excuse, you need to own up and be an adult or something. He says something like that.
What a hypocrite.
And I was like, that's interesting because you couldn't own up to the fact that this app is destructive, and I don't know.
That's the whole thing. He's like, they never got what's coming to them. You fucking rigged the vote. That was you. Like, why is it okay for them to get what's coming to them, but you can't? Like, no, I can't even, like, handle it. It's just
Curly Book Owl made a really good point. He pushed everyone away because they were scared of what he would post.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, like, exactly right, Curly Book Owl, because at the beginning, Bronwyn's, like, talking to him nice, but she's like, well, no, I don't want to talk to him because God knows what he's going to use against me. Like, so, no. I enjoyed the book, but, yeah, I enjoyed the characters more than, like, I love it. Yeah, the whole story is, like, who killed Simon, but we didn't really care about Simon.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I forgot it was a murder mystery because, like, I was Simon. Simon who?
Who that?
The one who made a really horrible app that I would die if it was real. Like, in my high school.
All I could think of was XOXO, Gossip Girl. It kind of made me want to rewatch Gossip Girl.
I kept thinking when they did the Tumblr post. Did you watch Pretty Little Liars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept thinking the Tumblr posts were like when A would send them all text messages, and it'd be like,
yeah, that's
A.
True. Especially because they had like, hey B or hey. There's no B. There's no B in there. I'm thinking of Gossip Girl again.
No, but they would say like, hey B for hey bitch, like hey bitch, hey bitches, hey B itches.
What is it? What is the last thing? It's like, I'm here, I'm back, bitches, and I know everything. Woo! Love it. I don't think
And
I can rewatch it though.
no, I can't even finish it. I'm on the very last season. Like, I've
Me
kept
too.
up with it, but I'm not gonna watch last season because, like, I know it's more ridiculous. It's like, okay, we revealed 17 A's now. I'm done.
The only A that I thought was good was if you haven't watched Pretty Little Lies, just mute us for like 2 minutes.
Hold your hand up the whole time.
We're talking about it now. The only A that I liked was Mona. I thought that was a good twist.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, this is shit. The rest of them, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Cece, no. Let's not even start on that. We can have a whole nother. We should do it.
No.
You know what we should do? Oh
we
my
should
God.
do a Pretty Little Liars discussion.
We should watch shows together and then discuss them.
But meet up, fam. We could do a Stranger Things. Because you're just watching it and you know it's my favorite show.
Yeah! We should totally do it. All right. Who wants to join the TV show book club? Me.
Everyone raise your hand. They're like, no, I'm here for book discussion.
They're like, fuck off, guys. We don't want to watch shows.
Stop talking about shows. Start talking about the book.
I feel like we covered everything. I feel like we dissected it.
Yeah, the one thing about this book was there wasn't like a heavy discussion with it. I mean, there were discussion points, but
not as much as fucking they both done at the end.
God, don't even want to think about it.
No, I still can't. I literally water every time I think about that book.
I won't even no. Hard.
No.
I mean, I liked it.
To ourselves again. With the video, I want to find it. I'm going to show you. The video I sent Steph, I'm like, let's make a happy book next time. Where am I?
Oh, yeah, she was really mad at me.
I was like, fuck you, Steph. What have you done? No, I wasn't that mad, but I was just upset. Oh, here you go. What's this one? Girl, we better fucking read a happy book next time. Read a happy book. Oh, fuck. I was not okay, people.
I was like, oh God, she's going to unfriend me so fast.
Never. It was a good story.
It was like, you know what that video reminds me of? Leave Brittany alone.
Leave Brittany alone. Yeah, no. Anyway, I'm excited for I keep calling it the Truth Witch. The Bone Witch.
Oh, Truth Witch is by Sarah Denard? Susan Denard? Denard? How do you say? I don't know. Bernard. Taking it back.
Watch Mara Dyer. What are we talking about?
Taking it back to Mara Dyer.
Read it.
We should have done a Mara Dyer discussion. Oh my God.
Yeah, we should have. You know what? We should reread it soon.
I still think about it. Like sometimes I'll be in the middle of reading a book and I'll be like, I wonder what Mara and Noah are up to.
What are we doing now?
Susan Dennard. Okay, cool.
When I posted my post the other day about Noah and there was that quote, I was like, every time it gets me every time. Anyway.
Every time.
We'll reread it like next year and we'll do a discussion.
Next year as in January?
Like no later than Feb, alright.
So. No later than Feb. We need to finish Vampire Academy.
For my birthday, we can read it again. Woo! No, we do need to. Actually, let's start with Vampire Academy.
A discussion? Like after we finish the whole thing?
If you want, or we can do it after each book, but I feel like
that's like a lot of discussions.
A fuckload of discussions, and then we'll do Bloodlines, like, fuck me up with a lot of videos.
It'll be like a weekly discussion. I hope you guys are down. It could be a separate thing. We could do a separate thing. We'll just make like 52 YouTubes and we'll all be different things.
We'll have this YouTube and then we'll have non-book club related discussions.
Yeah. It'll be TV, movies, books that we read together and send each other updates about.
Love it. But no, I hope everyone liked this book and I'm excited for Bone Witch.
Yeah, I hope you guys are excited for Bone Witch. I know that the whole series isn't out, but I still think it'd be interesting to read it as it comes out. And
yeah, in years to come, we can do our Bad Witches read on the other books that come out. And that'll be exciting, won't it? Well, actually, if that happens, we'll have to like devour it and have it in like the first week of the month of discussion because we'll both be like, okay, we've waited a year for this book to come out. We're reading it now.
Yeah, the discussion will be very different on those months. Well, it's like if you read Caraval, the new book comes out, I think, in like January. So that's like an ever-going series too. I don't know how long it's going to be, but so like even if you chose that one, the series isn't complete anyway.
There we go. There we go. I'm excited. Oh, that's a pressure on me now though for the new year pick. Fuck me up.
Yeah. Is it going to be a new release? Is it going to be an old one? Is it going to be a
oldie but a goldie? I'll just pick Maranaya.
Hey, that's how you get everybody on board.
I've already tried to convert half of Instagram to read it, so yeah, let's just take over YouTube as well.
Okay.
I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. Thank you for whoever's watching. Hi.
Yeah, thanks Curly Book Out for actually.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, and discussing. Are you excited for what's it, Bone Witch? Every time I can't remember this book's name.
No, I haven't read Wild Beauty. I have it though, actually.
Oh yeah, I think I got it in a Ellicott box. It's really pretty cover.
Yeah, I've heard that author is really good though, like at magical realism.
You're so smart. I was magical realism. I was like, I like it.
I like books.
I like books. Oh god. You can know. I'm excited.
Huh? Oh, I said I love when you call me smart because I say something that's not that smart, but I'm not that
it's smart to me. I don't know what magical realism means, so I'm just like, you're fucking smart. Luckily, we have you to hold up the discussion. I'm just like the friendly but protective Hufflepuff, and you're like the smart Ravenclaw who's like magical realism. Yeah. I'm just like,
I make one reference to magical realism, and she's like, "Hot damn, you're so smart."
You are. Stop it. You are. Oh. I just really love things, okay? That's what I contribute. I'm just like, I just love it so much. That's me in the conversation. I don't know how to articulate myself, but I loved it.
I like books.
I like big books. I tell you what I want to read next year. Sorry, we should probably cut this off in a moment. I really want to read It.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
Let's do that for January, guys. 1,200 pages.
Yeah, we can. I mean, I've heard from people, because, you know, I'm kind of a baby about horror stuff. Like, I've heard that it doesn't lean so much into the horror. It's more of like, I don't know how to explain it, where I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to say it's more like he does really messed up stuff in the book. Do you know what I mean?
Someone told me at work, and I was like, well, Jesus. But no, we definitely shouldn't. Let's wait till our book a bit more. Wait till like it's a few years in, then we'll pick it. Because like if we pick a 1,200 page book, people will be like, see ya.
Unfollow.
See you later. 1,200 pages, no way.
Well, but I mean, we're a casual book club where you don't have to read the book every month. You have free will to be who you want to be in this book club.
You have to read the book every month.
You have to read every single book.
You did the blood oath. You have to do the books every month.
You followed your reading. Could you imagine?
Oh my god, no. But yeah, I want to read that sometime next year. Maybe we can buddy read it. If you want to join Curly Book Out, we can try and buddy read it. We'll do 100 pages a day.
Oh my god! Yeah, before we go to sleep. Good idea.
I'm busting together bathrooms. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm happy to keep going, but I really need to go pee. So what do you want to do? Should I just...
We'll just end now because we're not even discussing the book anymore.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm like sitting here like, oh, okay. Anyway, too much information. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming.
See you next month.
Yeah, we'll post on Instagram all the stuff about the new book for anyone who didn't come, because you can watch this obviously later.
Yes, we'll do that. And we will post our own vlogs of us reading this on our own channels.
Yeah, sure, that works. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll link it all back together. We have 20 million social media platforms.
Oh, yeah, I think we forgot to say in the beginning that we have, like, little clips of ourselves reacting to this book, and we're going to make it one video, but we're going to put it into one video separately on our personal channels.
I'm so confused. No.
Okay. You'll see. We'll announce it. It's fine.
It'll be an announcement. We'll tell you. But anyway.
Bye, guys. Thanks for coming.